Hello everybody, Sam Miller here, Meta Homes team with RE/MAX Alliance. Today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about our post-closing occupancy agreement. What this is this allows the seller to stay in the home after the home has closed. So this is actually something that's really good. It helps strengthen your offer. And in this strong seller's market, there's fewer homes on the market, and for buyers it's difficult to get homes under contract. So what we like to do is we give this opportunity where a seller can stay in their home after the home closes. This gives them the opportunity to go out and find a replacement home without having to worry about renting short term or doing a double move. So now I'm going to go ahead and answer a couple of the questions that go along with this. First question, how long can it be? So you can do up to 60 days rent back to the seller. Anything beyond that in a lender's eyes is seen as an investment property, and what happens with investment properties is it requires a larger down payment and your interest rate is going to change and it's going to be higher. So the only way to go past that 60 days is if you have a cash buyer. Then a cash buyer, obviously they own the home, they can make those decisions. So our next question, does the seller pay rent? Yes, they can pay rent. Again, this is optional, up to the buyer and negotiations between buyer and seller. So typically what we like to do is we will say, let's offer the seller 30 days rent back free, and the second 30 days we'll charge them, if they need that extra 30 days, an additional cost, usually about what the price of the mortgage payment would be for the buyer. Is there a security deposit? So again, everything in the contractual process is negotiable. Security deposit, we typically do throw in a security deposit. This is just to ensure that if there's any damage to the property, that the buyer can then go after the seller and get some money to pay for any repairs needed. Who pays utilities? When it comes to the utilities, water runs with the land. So at closing, the water will actually transfer with the deed of the property from seller to buyer. So standard, we have the buyer will pick that up and cover water and sewer while the seller still stays in the home. However, we ask the seller, which now becomes the tenant, to pay for the utilities as far as gas, electric, and any other thing that they have in there. Is my property insured? So once you close on your home, you actually pay for your property insurance. However, we do have where you can have the seller get a renter's insurance policy for the time that they stay in the home past closing date. So this is definitely recommended. We tell our buyers that we should ask for this. That way their property is taken care of and secured. In the event that anything happens, we can go after the renter's insurance policy of the seller who is now the tenant. So in this circumstance, the buyer becomes your landlord, seller becomes the tenant.